affiliated to the Ramakrishna order. It became a full-fledged branch of the Ramakrishna order very recently, in the month of June. And Swami Vimokshananda was the minister in charge of our Vedanta Center in Durban in South Africa, and then in Singapore. And now, recently, he has come to Ireland, Dublin. He has been officially made the minister in charge of the Vedanta Center in Dublin. The place has a unique association with Vedanta movement because that was the place where Sister Nivedita, Miss Margaret Noble, was born. And she is considered to be one of the greatest exponents of Vedanta the Western world has produced, the most prominent disciple of Swami Vivekananda, to be more precise. She made a great contribution to spreading Vedanta in the Western world. And Swamiji recently took over the responsibility of this center in the last June. And I'm very happy to welcome and invite him to give a talk today. The topic is the glory of the goddess. And I also requested him to speak something on this center, Sister Nivedita's place, which has now become a Vedanta center. And you are most welcome to put questions to him, and he will respond to those questions during the Q&A in Vivekananda Hall after the lecture. So you can ask more questions to him on the center and its association with Sister Nivedita, Miss Margaret Noble. Thank you. I request Swamiji to come and deliver his lecture. Most welcome.
Akhandamandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Kripam Kuru Mahadevi Suteshu Pranateshu Cha Charanasrayadanena Kripamayi Namostute. Om Sarvamangalamangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishna. Dear devotees, indeed I am very pleased to meet all of you on this fine morning. And my loving brother, Swami Tattvamayanandaji, as he introduced to you, I am so happy to speak to you on the glory of the goddess. The topic seems to be very relevant as on today, because tomorrow is the day the Devi Paksh, as per the Indian calendar, starts. That means from tomorrow onwards, for 9 nights, the Devi, the God who is omnipresent, who is all-powerful, worshipped as Divine Mother, and that worship begins tomorrow. So I found the topic seems to be very relevant. And the glory of the goddess has been mentioned in many of the mythologies. Actually speaking, the worship of God as mother started many, many years long back. In some of the ancient civilizations, we find the mother worship concept is there. And strangely, some of the researchers say that our society, when it became civilized, began as a matriarchal society. From that time onwards, considering someone supreme and who is conducting this world as mother came. And later, when the civilizations went into clashes, when one tribe went to another tribe and conquered, and there were warrior groups that came with the concept of patriarchal leanings. And now today, both the systems, patriarchal as well as matriarchal, are in existence. If you ask me, in India itself, some parts still have the matriarchal system. So we find this concept of God as mother is not something new. But then in India, this concept has been fine-tuned and has been evolving so wonderfully. And today, as a Vedantin, we are proud to say that how wonderful this concept has become and intertwined with our daily life. So mother worship has been a great boon for all of us. When we see Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, we can see that how the worship of Holy Mother and taking her as my supreme deity has improved a lot of spiritual lives of peoples. So this mother worship, and to expand the mother worship, we require the glory to be sung. So there were several literature came upon to speak the glory of the goddess. And during this period of another 10 days, we shall be reading a particular book on the Divine Mother. And that is called Devi Mahatmyam or Sri Sri Chandi. So that book has been considered, is a part of one Purana called Markandeya Purana. And when we do the Vesper service, after doing the Aratri, then we sing this hymn on Ramakrishna written by Swami Vivekananda. Then after that, we sing 3 verses on Divine Mother. Or we consider Holy Mother as Divine Mother. So that 3 verses are being sung. And those 3 verses have been taken from the wonderful tantric book called Sri Sri Chandi or Devi Mahatmyam. Another name also it has got in South India. It is called Durga Saptashati. So this book has been a great solace to multitudes of people who have been worshipping God as Divine Mother. This is something, a great boon to the society, I should say, because it is said that one supreme God is Mother as also Father. That very famous verse you all know is one prayer, Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. O Lord, Deva Deva, O the Lord of the Lords, O Lord of the Lords, I bow down to you, thou art my mother. The very first epithet used for God is the mother. Tvameva Mata, thou art my mother. You are my father. You are my relations. You are my friend. You are my learning. You are my wealth. And how much you can go on telling? So finally he says, you are my everything. Tvameva Sarvam. Mama Deva Deva, O my Lord of Lords, thou art everything for me. So there we find that the first epithet is mother. Thou art my mother. And if you see in the modern times, the mother worship has been revived in the modern age by the advent of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna came into this world in a family which was worshipping Sri Ramachandra as their God. In that lineage, that is in a Vaishnava lineage, he came. But when he was appointed to do puja of Divine Mother Kali in Dakshineswar temple, he became a Kali worshipper. He became a mother worshipper. And his Ishta Devata, the chosen ideal, was Mother Kali. It's a beautiful thing that we find in Indian homes, that each one of the member can have, according to his or her taste or tendencies, allowed to choose a particular deity. And that deity is called chosen deity, or called Ishta Devata. So this Ishta Devata of Sri Ramakrishna was Divine Mother Kali. This Navaratri, that is starting from tomorrow, is celebrated in North and Western India in one method. There, the Navaratri of, that is 9 nights, it is called 9 nights of worship to Divine Mother or Festival of Divine Mother, is divided into 3 parts. The first 3 days or 3 nights are dedicated to Mother Kali. The second 3 nights are dedicated to Mother Lakshmi. And the third 3 nights are dedicated to Mother Saraswati. So the Mother Kali dedication signifying the quality of tamas, and Mother Lakshmi's worship signifying the quality of rajas, and the last 3 days of Saraswati worshipping signifying the quality of sattva. So the Devi Mahatmyam, that grand book that we all read, which is containing 700 mantras. You know, all books are not called a mantra book. There are many scriptures, and those hymns are not considered as mantras. But this particular book has attained to that celebrity status where every word, every line is considered as a mantra. For instance, in the verse Namastasya Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrarupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. In this verse, only 2 lines are there. But then the first whole line is a mantra. In the second line, one word is repeated 3 times. Namastasya, Namastasya, Namastasya. So this is called 3 mantras. So the counting of mantras in this book is based on the words and the sentences. With that, it becomes 700. 700 verses are mantras. Every word is a mantra of this book. So people, those who worship God as Mother, For them, this book has become very, very endearing. And those who have taken as their chosen ideal the Divine Mother, almost every day they do repetition from this book, either one chapter or two chapters according to the time and available to you. So this book has become very popular among the Devi worshippers. So this book, from this book only, Swami Vivekananda chose 3 verses in praise of Divine Mother. What beautiful praises it gives you. Because if you have been attending the Vesper service, you must be even repeating these mantras. I do not know whether you repeat here or not. But it is a wonderful mantra. You know, it starts with the 3 verses that we repeat in the Ramakrishna centers is Sarva Mangala Mangalye. Thou art our auspiciousness. Sarva Mangala Mangal. Mangalye means you are auspiciousness. What type of auspiciousness? All types of auspiciousness put together, you can consider as one auspiciousness, and thou art that. So Sarva Mangala, all types of auspiciousness. Mangalye, Shive, you are the divine consort of Lord Shiva. So you are called Shive. And what is your purpose of remaining there as the consort of Lord Shiva? Sarvartha Sadhike. People ask, people come to you and demand from you, oh Mother, fulfill my desire. Give me this, give me that. So you are the person, you fulfill all the desires of the people. Sarvartha. And you make it possible. Sharanye, to whom everyone must be taken refuge. Sharanya. Sharanye said. Sharanye. So the epithets are given about the Divine Mother. So when you read these mantras, and when you get the meaning of these mantras, when you have by-hearted the mantras, and you sit quietly, close your eyes, and think of the meaning of these mantras, it gives you great elation. So as I said, the first 3 days are worshipped from tomorrow as Mahakali. Kali was one of the wonderful deities of the Hindu pantheon and most misunderstood also. Unlike Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, this Kali Mother, except the eastern part and some parts of Kerala, in southern part, you won't find much of worship of Kali. People say that they are afraid to worship Kali. The very features of Mother Kali you find are intimidating. That's what they say. One boy came to me when I was in South Africa. He said, somehow this particular deity in Hinduism is putting me off. I said, what is the matter? Why do you feel so? He said, Maharaj, I find it intimidating because she is a bloodthirsty lady. She wants only blood, blood, blood. And you find in India, in many temples of Kali, we give bali, what you call sacrifice. You know, goats are kept in a line, and then they cut it, and they give bali. So this goddess palpably wants blood. So a bloodthirsty goddess, I don't want to worship. I said, you have a lot of alternatives. So not attached to any blood you have. But do we understand the concept of Mother Kali? The very term Kali comes from Kal. Kala means time. Written in capital T. I insist on that. Not in small t. Capital T. And time. And time is everything. In this world, even the Brahman of the non-dualist, of the Advaita Vedantins, if he has to become graspable by the human mind, he has to take the help of time. Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram. There is one beautiful poem on Sri Ram. Shuddha Brahma Paratpara Ram. Ram is considered as Shuddha Brahma. And that Shuddha Brahman is possible for us to conceive of him when he takes the help of time. Kala. So Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram. And then that Kala, because that we are considering this particular principle as feminine, as mother. So we call it in Sanskrit, E is used for feminine, so it's called Kali. So Kali means the grand time. The time that revolves around and makes this whole universe come, and within us that we become part of it. That time is Kali. That's why you find in the mythology, Lakshmi goddess is shown as seated on a lotus flower. Saraswati goddess is seated on a rock. And all other goddesses you'll find are all seated. Only one goddess, this Kali, is shown as walking, not seated anywhere. She doesn't sit anywhere. She's walking, put one of her foot in front. Because time never stops. Can you see time stopping any time? No. This moment when I say and finish when I say this moment, that moment becomes past. 1 second. Nowadays nanoseconds are being calculated. Think of the nanoseconds. So minutest of the second, you can make the second divide into the minutest part. That becomes, that 1 second, when I say this second, that becomes past. And which was future second has become the present now. And this present will become past in 1 second. So time is always moving, never stops. Of course, romantic people always say, seeing you, time stopped still, like that they say. That's all only romanticism, you see. Nothing to do with the truth. The fact of life is time runs on, goes on and on and on. It has no beginning. Anadi it is called. And it has no end. It's called Anant. So no beginning, no end, but it is moving. So Kali is shown as walking. What a beautiful explanation of Mother Kali. See, you try to understand Mother Kali not only mythologically, but also try to understand philosophically. Then you get the beauty of Mother Kali's concept. And you will enjoy how Sri Ramakrishna became, being a non-dualist to the core, Sri Ramakrishna became the devotee of Mother Kali. When you understand the concept. And you will see Mother Kali, and as compared to all other deities, each deity is shown with so much of golden ornaments and some wonderful flowers they are putting on. But see Mother Kali, she has got no ornament. What is the ornament she has? She has the ornament of the skulls. Skulls are cut. The head portion is cut and skull is taken out. All the skulls are connected. That she has put on as an ornament. So naturally, she is terrible. But what is the meaning? Each skull represents the head of us. When we pray to Divine Mother, what should we pray? Give me this, give me that? No, that is not the right prayer. Sri Ramakrishna explains in the Gospel that how to pray to Divine Mother. He says, ask Divine Mother to take out your ego. I am this, I am that, I have done this, I am doing this. This I has to be cut off. And that is what, that ego, where does it reside in the body? It doesn't reside in my hand. It doesn't reside in my feet. It does reside in my head. So cut off the head. And that is what Mother Kali signifies. She said, you give out your ego, you come nearer to me. Keep up your ego, I'll be far away. I shall not come to you. I shall not walk towards you. But become humble, humbler than the grass, as they say. Humble. And when you become humble, Mother Kali comes to you. She takes you in her lap. And such a wonderful system, you see, that's why she has put on the skulls. So you don't ask anything from her. If you want wealth, rather you go to Lakshmi. If you want knowledge, learning, you go to Saraswati. If you want power and strength, go to Durga. But if you want to take out your ego and become humbler than the grass, you must come to Kali. And see her stature. Even Lord Shiva is under her feet. The great Lord Mahadeva is called. All are called Devas only. Only one person is called Mahadeva. This epithet is not given to anybody else. That who is that Mahadeva is Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is under her feet. The mythology says, how did Kali come out? It's a very interesting story. I would like to tell you that story. That when Durga was fighting the Shumba and Nishumba and all those demons, then one army general was sent to fight with Durga by Shumba. So that army general name was Rakta Bij. It's a very beautiful term, Rakta Bij, the blood seed. Literal translation is blood seed. What is the nature of seed? If you put the seed in the ground, it will sprout. So this fellow, this demon Rakta Bij, you cut his head and his blood falls into the ground. Another person, another demon, equivalent to his power and position, rises from the ground, from that blood. So the blood seed is called Rakta Bij. So Durga was fighting with the Rakta Bij, and when she cut the head of the Rakta Bij, another Rakta Bij came, not one, two, hundreds of blood drops fell onto the ground and hundreds of Rakta Bij arose. And instead of fighting with one demon, Durga had to now encounter hundreds of Rakta Bij. She got tired. So Durga, what she said, what she became angry. And when she became angry, her face became blue-black. So the Devi Mahatmyam explains the feature of Mother Durga. Mother Durga is like the morning's dawn sun. At dawn time, how do you see the sun on the sky? So beautiful it is. The color is so wonderful. It's a light orange. And that orange color comes on the sky. You are happy. That color is Mother Durga's color. When she became angry, face became dark. And between the eyebrows, one Devi emanated. That is, she herself, all her powers put together, came out in the form of a Devi. Then Mother Durga looks at that Devi, and that Devi looks at Mother Durga. They are inseparable. They are the same. So the Devi that has come out was utterly black. And she asked Durga, Durga, tell me, what you want me to do? Durga said, there, you see the Rakta Bij. Can you get victory over him? Go and kill him. So this Kali goes there. What she does? She first cuts his head, cuts his hand, all falling down, and the blood falls on the ground. And from the blood, same equal and powerful Rakta Bij emanates. One by one comes. Kali looks around. Everywhere the Rakta Bijas are standing. Instead of one, now hundreds. So how do you eliminate? Very intelligent. Time devours everything we say. So it's not impossible for her. She immediately decided this blood drop should not fall on the floor. Then no Rakta Bij will come. If I cut the head and the blood should not fall on the floor, what I should do? I should drink it away. So she drank the blood of Rakta Bijas. The Bija itself was taken out. So where the sapling will come now? So no Rakta Bija. He was eliminated. And she went back to Durga and merged with Durga. This is a mythology, a story given in the Puranas. But if you analyze philosophically, you see what is Rakta. If you put a drop of blood on this carpet, it's very difficult to remove it, the stain of the blood. That's why in all the murders, etc., you'll find the forensic department officials come and they can find out where even a small stain of blood is there, they can take it. And the forensic lab, they can analyze and they can make which group of blood it was. So, the stain is very difficult to remove of blood. Blood stain is so deep. It is very difficult to remove, whether from the cloth or from the carpet or from the floor or from the rock. Anywhere the blood falls and the stain is very difficult to remove. So, the blood is nothing but our attachment to the world. This attachment cannot be erased unless you give your head to the mother. If you keep it with you and you cut it half like that or only prune it, that attachment will remain. And that attachment will grow into another Rakta Bija. Strong attachment. So the Rakta has to be eliminated. It is called Arakta or Anurakta. There are different words are there in Sanskrit. There are beautiful explanations, connotations are there. So one of the connotation is the attachment. So the killing of Rakta Bija signifies that attachment is completely cut off. And when the attachment is cut off, Rakta Bija is cut off, she was very, very happy and started dancing and going around the world as per the Puranas. So the Puranas gives a beautiful explanation. These are all, sometimes I like Puranas because I can enjoy the literary flavor of that. So the Purana says, when Mother Kali was dancing and going about here and there, the Devatas got upset. They thought that the world will be completely destroyed now. So they went and told Lord Shiva, "Hey Shiva, your wife, see your spouse, what she is doing. She's dancing like a mad woman and the whole world will come to an end. Go and stop her." So immediately Lord Shiva came. But when your spouse is very angry, you should not go at that time near. You should do some other tactics to bring her down, to calm her. So what Shiva did, Shiva thought, I should not go in front of her. So what he did, the way that she was dancing and coming, in that way, wanted at a distance, he laid down himself. He was lying there. And Mother Kali is looking up and dancing because she was mad after taking the blood of Rakta Bija. So she was mad and she was walking around and she never saw what is there inside, and she put her one foot and that foot fell on the chest of Lord Shiva. That's why in Kali's picture you will find Lord Shiva is lying down and over him Mother Kali's foot is there. If you go to Dakshineswar, where Sri Ramakrishna worshipped Mother Kali, the same Kali will find. The Kali is keeping her foot on Lord Shiva's chest. Once some obstruction came to her walking, she looked down, said, "What is that obstruction?" We all see that. If any stone strikes us, then we might like to see what is that. So she looked down and she found Lord Shiva. Immediately she bites her tongue. She puts out her tongue and bites. That is an Indian custom. Indian girls, suppose they make some mistake while talking, they will take out the tongue and bite it. Nowadays you may deny it. We don't do it, you may say. But in India we always do that. And I have seen my mother, my sisters, all the time doing this. So biting the tongue is one of the indications. When I was in South Africa, I interacted with the tribes there, the black tribes. I asked them, the ladies, "Do you bite your tongue if you make any mistake in telling us something?" I said, "Yes, we do bite the tongue," they say. And this biting of the tongue happened. The Puranas gives, beautifully a literary flavor to that. But what does it mean? She is time, and time devours everything. It doesn't keep anything. Where is the Greek civilization now? What has happened to that? Time has devoured. Time has eaten away. Once in one place in Newcastle, I was going with a devotee, he was driving. I saw a lot of dilapidated, big buildings, all dilapidated, nobody staying there. People all had emigrated from there, all left out. I asked our devotee, "What happened to this?" "Oh, once upon a time, this was a thriving town in northern Natal, in South Africa. It's called Newcastle. It was a thriving town, Swamiji. Now these are all deserted because the coal mines have been closed. People have gone away." And while driving, he looked at me. "Maharaj, time has eaten away," he said. This is a normal expression that we say. Time eats away. So when Mother Kali is represented, that time, she has to eat. For that she has put out the tongue. Can you close your mouth and eat? Have you ever tried? You can't eat by closing your mouth. You have to open your mouth and you have to bring out your tongue. So the time is represented in Mother Kali in a beautiful way. There is a beautiful book of Chidbhavanaji from South India. He has written a book on each deity of Hindu pantheon. He explains in a Vedantic way. He puts it beautifully, he brings out each deity's core characteristics and what does that mean to us as Vedantins. It's a wonderful book, Phases of God, it is called. If you can get it in the shop, you can please purchase. Phases of God. So, Phasces. So that is wonderful. So Mother Kali is shown like that. She eats away everything. In this world, time is the only thing that sees, that is witness to all the happenings. So she is the witness. She witnesses everything. From time immemorial, we say, our memory cannot peep into the past. So old memory, but who has been watching that? Well, I have not watched. And my father has not watched. My forefathers have not watched. Even before them, who was there? When the time, in that old past, that time. Time was the witness, Sakshi. And that time has been seeing all the things happening in this world. So Mother Kali is a witness. And as witness, she resides within us. She is in our heart. We are time conscious. When you come at 10:55 and 11 o'clock, you will be looking at this door when Swamiji is coming. Time conscious. If I overstay here after 12, you will be seeing your watches, giving me time is up. time is like that. We are always conscious of our time. Because she is within us as a witness. We are witnessing all the proceedings. Things come and go, come and go. Our Swami Vedananji, respected Vedananji, I was talking to him. He's such a wonderful personality. And he says, I am like a witness here. I have been seeing for the last so many years. Things are coming and going. Like a picture. When you sit in a cinema hall and look at a picture, you are not involved in the picture. You are outside of the picture watching it, witnessing it. And that's why it's going on. And she is that witness. Because God is one element that will stay all the time. It has got no destruction. Indestructible. No, not. But then all the destruction that we see in this world are from that source only. That's why it is a Srishti Sthiti Vinashanam Shakti Bhute Sanatani Gunashraye Gunamayi Narayani Namostute. O Mother Goddess Narayani, to you I bow down. And what are you? Srishti Sthiti Vinashanam, the creation, sustenance and destruction. Nowadays we don't use the word destruction. We use the better word dissolution. There is a difference between Nasha and Vinasha. Sanskrit is a wonderful language, Nasha means, say you take this glass, I throw it on the ground, it breaks into pieces. This is Nasha, destruction. You put a bomb on a city and the buildings are collapsing, and that is Nasha, destruction. But Vinasha is not that. God does not destroy. What he does, he dissolves. It is like nowadays an aspirin tablet has come, which is called Dispirin. Dissolvable aspirin. So it is called Dispirin. You put that aspirin tablet here in the water, and it goes into the water and dissolves into the water. After some time, 2 minutes, if you want to take out the tablet, you can't take out. Because it is fully mixed with the water. It has been dissolved into the water. You cannot separate it. That is what God does. Goddess creates this universe and sustains it and dissolves it within herself. She withdraws into herself. That's what Upanishads speak about Brahman. Brahman manifests as this universe creation. Brahman sustains this universe. It is called sustenance. Sthiti. And then everything is taken back into Brahman. What a wonderful idea. And it's dissolved. So the goddess, for those who worship with personal God, so the goddess Mother Kali is one of them. And that Kali dissolves this universe. Vinashanam. Shakti Bhute Sanatani. What is this Shakti? It is not one type of Shakti that you can see in the world. Shakti Bhuta. That means she is the condensed form of energy. Condensed milk we know. Condensed butter we know. Condensed energy. This entire world is permeated with energy, and that energy, if you can condense into one particular as one, then that is she. So it is wonderful how they describe, our ancient sages describe this personal God's description, keeping in alignment with the Vedantic thoughts of the Upanishadic thoughts. In Upanishad time, Rishis discovered what is this universe, how it came into being, how it is dissolved. All these things they had kept up in their mind. And when the Puranas came, they wanted to align with those thoughts. That's why Puranas, Swami Vivekananda praises Puranas for their being explaining things that are difficult to grasp for the masses. Common people cannot follow the philosophy. For them, you have to give something concrete. And if you give something concrete, then Puranas come to our aid. They give us concrete. If you analyze Mother Kali, as I have been telling you for this last 40 minutes, 50 minutes, you can see that you will be enjoying the form of Mother Kali. You are not afraid of it. She is the benevolent mother. Sri Ramakrishna has made Kali worship as pure, wonderful, sattvic worship. Do you know in our Kali Puja in Kanpur, we would not offer anything non-veg to Mother Kali. Mother Kali is raised to the level of sattvic, and then we give only sattvic food as offering. So when the personal God comes in your life, it becomes much more easier to pursue your devotional life. You know, we all have intellectual, devotional, meditative, and work. All the four elements are within us, or I would call it temperaments. All the temperaments, four temperaments we have. Some may have one particular temperament predominant. That's all. But you have all the four. Those who speak of highest Vedanta, still they have an element of devotion, emotion in their mind. They have an element of work. They have an element of meditation. So yeah, everyone has got these four temperaments. One temperament becomes very high or predominant, as they say. So that is how we should approach these devotional practices and how they are meaningful to the everyday life. You cannot remove the personal God from your mind. Okay, there are hundreds of personal gods. Which one you would like to have? If you are fond of blue color, take Krishna. Like that, colors are signified with each deity. And even eatables, edible things that are associated with a particular deity. Like for Ganesha, Modakam. We say Modakam. In Sacramento, one lady brought, one Marathi lady from Maharashtra. She makes Modakam. And she brought Modakam for me. It was so wonderful because Ganesha liked that. So even in eatables, there are certain things are associated with the core quality of that particular deity. So this has been defined in Puranas so wonderfully. That's why the glory of the goddess in the modern times, I should come to our Holy Mother. It's really remarkable for us, being the devotees of the Ramakrishna and Holy Mother Sarada Devi. We find how Sri Sarada Devi comes into everyone's life. There was one Swami, his name was Shantanandaji. He was a disciple of Holy Mother. And he was staying after his retirement, he was staying at Ranchi, TB sanatorium. He was infected with TB, and then to get the cure, he came to TB sanatorium in Ranchi. And the TB sanatorium is our center. And there only I was for 12 years, I was there as in charge. It's a very beautiful center with 10,000 trees. It's like it reminded me of the Olima retreat center. It was so beautiful. All the trees are there as if you are speaking to the trees when you walk. And there's a small cottage where he used to stay. It was a time, the Anukul Maharaj, he was the head of the center. He could not get money to run the center. He said, let me close down this center. So like that he was thinking and he was walking there. Then Shantananji looked at him. Said, hey Anukul, he said, what has happened to your face is so grim. Why you are not smiling? Then Anukul Maharaj said, Maharaj, we don't have money to run this center. 150 TB patients are there. I cannot give them food. I cannot give them medicines. I want to close down this center. Shantananji said, wait for 3 days. I will talk to Holy Mother. And this Swami thought, he's an old man, something hallucinating, something. So let me wait anyway for his respect of him, let me wait. After 3 days when he went to him, he said, hey, come, there's a good news for you. He said, what is the good news? I talked to Holy Mother. It was in 1952. mother passed away, left her body in 1920. After 32 years, this incident happened. And said, I talked to Holy Mother. I asked, this center will be closed down. Do you want that? Said, no, I want to run this center. How Anukul will run the center without money? I am sending the money, she said. And then the money came, unexpected ways. And the center is still now running. You see, Holy Mother that we find is the Divine Mother now. The modern Divine Mother, in any way if you want to worship Divine Mother, you can definitely worship as Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Now another option has been given to us to worship in the form of Divine Mother. Kripankuru Mahadevi Suteshu Pranateshu Cha. Like that we say, oh Mother Sarada, you give us your grace. We say that. So the glory of Divine Mother can be expressed in many forms. Swami Vivekananda, as Naren, did not believe in Mother Kali. Finally, we find in his life, he accepted Mother Kali. And Ramakrishna was very happy on that day. My Naren has accepted Mother Kali. He started dancing. And that Naren, who became Vivekananda, had a disciple. As Swami Tattvamayanji introduced to you, she was Margaret Elizabeth Noble. And that Margaret became Sister Nivedita. This word Nivedita was given to her by Swami Vivekananda. And she gave a lecture in British India. Think of that. In British India time, she came to India and dedicated her life for the development of Indian women in Calcutta. And that was the capital of India. In Calcutta, she dedicated her life. She worked for the betterment of women's conditions. In those days, so orthodox the society was. And in the very Kali temple, she went and gave lecture on Mother Kali. Can you imagine? To that Kali time, she wrote a book, Kali the Mother. She knew how Vivekananda was a worshipper of Mother. So she became Mother Kali's ardent devotee. And how Mother Kali got work done by her. Such, I told you, Mother Kali does not want from you anything. What she wants your head. She is a head hunter. You give your ego to her. That is what she wants. And Sister Nivedita was personified ego-less person. Can you imagine? Professor Dhiren Sen comes to her one day, and they were all good friends. Professor Dhiren Sen was the head of the department of Bengali language in Calcutta University. Later he became Vice Chancellor, I heard. That Dhiren Sen is sitting with Sister Nivedita and talking to her. He says, Sister Nivedita knew Bengali. She said, Mr. Sen, your 2-volume book on Bengali language, origin and development has been well received by the public. I am very happy that you wrote such a fine volume. He said, Sister, I have a small request to you. What is your request? Sister asked. Sen says, I am translating that Bengali book into English. But my English is not as strong as yours. You know, Sister Nivedita's book, if you read, it is wonderful English. It will just make you mesmerized. But in those days, a British type of English, and you can see that English is flowing like a river. It just flows coolly. And that, so you know English well, so why don't you proofread my book, what I have translated in English, whether words are all right, grammatically all right, you see that. Sister Nivedita said, okay, my dear friend, I shall do it. But, you have to give me some compensation. Sen was surprised. Sister Nivedita was a yogini. She is a nun. And she wants some compensation. He asked money. How many pounds? He didn't ask even rupees. He said, how many pounds you want? She said, no, my dear friend, I am not interested in your pounds. What I want is, when you write the book, in your foreword, you should not mention the help that you received from me. My name should not be there. You see the self-effacement to that highest level. To that person only Kali will come. There is no trace of I-ness in her. And we see one page, proofreading, and we want our name in the list of first. We want that acknowledgement to be done to us. Think of people who do not want acknowledgement for such wonderful service. And she corrected the book entirely and made it a new book. So she gave him, and that was published in English also. And there the author says in that, I entreated my friend to put the name for correcting my book, but my friend refused to involve. She did not want her name to be published. This is a self-effacement. And in India, see, I come from South India, that is in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, there was a great poet who arose in those times when Sister Nivedita was present. And he worked for the freedom of the country. His name was Subramanya Bharati. Bharati writes, he was a great poet. And his poems are still now practiced. Children speak about that, elders speak about that. And he was highly devoted to Swami Vivekananda. He was inspired by Vivekananda's teachings. But then he didn't see Vivekananda. He saw Nivedita. He went all the way to Calcutta from Madras, now Chennai, to meet Nivedita and bow down to her. And she asked, and he could speak English. So she asked, who are you? He said, I am Bharati. From where you are coming? I am coming from Madras. Oh, you speak good English? All by God's grace. He was a very good man. I said, where is your wife? He said, my wife is a household lady. She doesn't come out. He said, what? Nivedita was shocked. Is this the way that you treat your women? Keeping her only in the kitchen? Not allowing her to come out? Is this the way you that was the time we Indians were treating our women like that. So she shouted at him and changed his entire concept. And he started spearheading the movement of freedom of women's, liberation, which we did in America long after. He spearheaded that movement. And he was inspired by her. And he writes, Nivedita is my guru. He didn't take diksha from anybody. Nivedita also did not give mantra to him. But the way Nivedita inspired him made him to take Nivedita as his own guru. See that Nivedita was born in Ireland. Ireland was subject country of British, and then it got independence. Even the northern portion of Ireland still kept with the UK only. Now there is a movement coming up in Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland to unite together and make one full Republic of Ireland. And there Ireland, now this is the year 151st year of birth year of Sister Nivedita. So our headquarters, Belur Math, thought this is the right time. We should start a center there. And we have got a center now at Dublin. Dublin is the capital of Republic of Ireland. It's 1 hour plane flight from UK that is from London to Dublin. Or from any European countries. In 1 hour you can reach Dublin. It's a beautiful country. When I went there to take overcharge, I saw the country and people are full of warmth. And there are many, many Irish people long back settled in America. I heard that in the list of presidents of America, 2 presidents were Irish origin. That also I read it. I was so happy before coming to America. Let me see how many Irish are there. Many people are there. They settled in America. So this Irish country needs encouragement, needs development. And that is the fastest growing country in the Europe now. Apple company is going to establish a factory to give employment for 6,000 people. Can you imagine? The country is growing leaps and bounds now. And there our Vedanta Center has been established in the month of June. It's a great occasion for us to remember Nivedita on this occasion while speaking on the glory of the goddess. I consider it's the glory of the goddess that is expressing itself in different forms. And in Ireland, it is expressed as a Vedanta center now. People will come to the Vedanta center, get solace, get knowledge, get devotion. For that, Vedanta center is coming up. So I'm so happy to meet all of you in this fine morning and to share with you some of my thoughts on the glory of the goddess. And I am thankful and grateful to our brother Swami Tattvamayanandaji, who invited me to speak on this topic to you. And I am grateful to Swami Vedananji also, who has been very kind to me. And he took me around Olima Gardens, and yesterday he took me to the Shanti Ashrama, where we had a wonderful experience. So with all this, I pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji to bestow their choicest blessing to all of us. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tassat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you, Swami Vimokshananda. Now we have announcements. There will be no lecture next Sunday, October 14th, because of a special program on Saturday. Childcare is provided during our Sunday lectures. On Wednesday